Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Today's cook, I'm going to actually do the true test on the Masterbuilt. So what you see in there, over there, is a 15-pound Packer brisket. What I'm going to do in this video, put this Masterbuilt gravity fed to the test, set it and forget it. I want to actually test out that I could get a brisket to turn out the same way I could on an offset or a Weber kettle or anything else I'm using with lump charcoal, splits, or wood chunks. So I'm going to use solely nothing but wood chunk on this cook today. I'll get into that. But we're going to do the 15-pound brisket, Packer brisket, on the gravity fed Masterbuilt using nothing but chunk. No charcoal or no lump, just mesquite chunk, which I have right here. Bag of Kingsford mesquite. So that said, I'll show you up how I light this thing real quick. Show you where I'm going to place the brisket on these racks here. Because I'm going to use the dome, it's double insulated. I'm going to use that as a radiated heat resource that I'll put down heat on top of the cap. I do have it cap side up, and that'll help cook the top evenly and the bottom evenly. So that's our goal. So let's see what we can do. All right, so closer look. There's the full brisket. Got the point over here on the right, flat on the left right there. I seasoned it up with a rub I've never used before, but I've heard of it. Loot and Booty Barbecue. It's a world champion. Everything rub. And it's got everything that I think that'll turn out a good brisket. Salt, spices, chili pepper, garlic, onion, bell peppers, paprika, all that good stuff. I think it'll turn out a little Texas-y. There's some sugar in there, so we should get some good coloring, some good bark, and the flavor profile from the mesquite chunks will just knock it over the edge, I hope. So I'm going to take this top rack out, but let me show you what I got here. Just going to pour in the chunk. You guys see the way down there? Going to pour in the chunk, mesquite chunks, blah, and then I'll light it down here. There's my ash basket. Never had to empty this out yet, so all the cooks I've done, it's only half full of that. That's because I use lump and chunk. Briquette puts out a lot of ash. The two aforementioned resources of fuel don't. All right, I'm going to do my best not to block your view, but I'm just going to fill her up. This will be what I used for the smoke profile, the flavoring on the brisket. If I do have to run out, if I do run out of this, then I'll just top it off with chunk. I'm sorry, not chunk, charcoal lump. Because at that point, it's taking in enough flavor. It's not going to take in any more, so I'd be wasting my wood chunks at that point. There you go. Used up almost all the bag. Got about a quarter left. There it is. That's all I need to do. I'll leave the top open while I ignite it. So let me get my torch going. That's the fastest way to light these gravity-fed Masterbuilts. I've tested, starter cubes and things like that. That does take like 10, 15 minutes to get you going. With the torch, it's instant. All right, so this is all I use. Little green can and a little instant torch. This is a charcoal rack, so the chunk I just put in sits on top of this. So I'm just gonna give it a shake, knock out the loose ash so I get good air circulation. I always gotta do that. So that said, here we go. All right, that's all I need to do. So now I'm gonna start it up, set the temp. All right, so I got smoke coming out, so I know I got airflow. Got something burning down there. So now I gotta take out the vent blockers. So I get airflow from the charcoal area into the cooking chamber, all through that. All right, just plugged it in. Let's turn it on. It's gonna do its thing for a few seconds. All right, it's 50 degrees outside. That's the ambient temperature, I think. Yeah, I have an MP1, so that's a probe I have hooked in right there. It's pretty sweet. It's got a hole on the side so you can get it in with a gasket, so no additional airflow leakage. So I'm going to start this out by hitting the temp. I'm going to set it to 400 just to get an initial heat going, then I'll crank it down. And let's see how fast this thing heats up. So I got some smoke going. Once I close and lock the charcoal basket area, and I turn and I close and lock down here, then the fan kicks on. I can hear it already. All right, I'm going to close the lid. I'm going to turn this to the grill temp, and we'll just watch that climb. I should have this at about 400 degrees, I'd say in 3 or 4 minutes. All right, guys, it's really starting to climb. I just wanted to bring you in so you could get a look at how fast that temperature is jumping. So this thing, if you torch it up like the way I did, man, you get this sucker going quick. Look at that smoke pouring out of there. Now check this out. I do got to reseal this. I haven't sealed this thing yet like I do with any new grill I get. So the fire basket, I got some bad sealing over there by let me start over. I got a bad seal there, guys. I got to fix that. All right. Look at all that smoke pouring out of there. Pellet grills don't do that. Man, we're almost at temp. It's at 371 right now. I just have it coming up to 400 so I could sterilize it, scrape down the grates. Then I'll bring it back down to 290, which is where I'm going to be cooking it today. All right, we're at 400. So just going to clean it up. I really don't need to clean this bottom one, but I'm going to do it. Clean them all since I have it heated up. And then, darn it, this one's all 400 degrees on the top. I need to get something to take it out with now. I should have done that before I turned it on. But we're ready. Be back. All right, let's get this brisket on. Let's get this top rack off. Easy enough. Okay. Let me glove up. We'll get this brisket on. I'm gonna throw a couple trays underneath it to catch all the grease. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put the point side to the right towards the heat. Put you right there. Oh, that looks so good. Whoop, did a sloppy job covering that up. Good enough. Let's do that. Problem solved. I'll clean it in a minute. All right, let's talk about this real quick before I close the lid. I did trim this Packer brisket up a little bit, quite a bit actually. This was a 15.1 prime brisket. Very expensive that I'm testing out on the Masterbuilt for the first time. I'm either gonna ruin this thing, which I really don't think has happened, because I know what I'm doing. And I know, this is just gonna turn out good. Look at all that smoke coming out of there. You just don't get that off of a pellet grill. And that is mesquite hardwood. All right, let's close this up. It's gonna drop down to 290. It says 290. Well, there we go. So I'm cooking this at 290. Why 290, you ask? All right, guys, so it's common for people to smoke at 225 or below. I don't do that, and here's why. This 15-pound packer will take, at 15 pounds, that'll take an hour a pound. You figure, 15 hours, 18 hours, right? I don't have time for that. It's Sunday. It's about 10 a.m. I got to get up for work tomorrow. Got to get my kids to school, so I don't want to be up too late, so I'm doing it at 290. You'll get the same effect as if you cook it at 225. It's all about how you render down that fat. So I trimmed the fat down enough, try to keep it no more than a third of an inch on the top side. And then it just renders down. I'm letting the top dome here, it's going to radiate down and help work down that fat cap. But it's just going to render down. And I've always done mine kind of at a hybrid. Not low and slow, but I've done it like 275 to 300. And it always turns out juicy, perfect the way I like it, and hell of a crust, a bark. And that's what I expect to turn out here. It better for that price I paid for that prime biscuit. That's why it takes so long for briskets. That tough meat, so strong because it's a muscle constantly getting used, so it's hard as a rock. And it just takes a while to break down that tough tissue. So if you do it fast, you're going to kind of dry out. You still have a lot of lard on top, and it's going to be a tough brisket. But you do it kind of this way, I'm not going to be up all night. Now, this will probably take 10, 12 hours. I could deal with that. And we'll see how it goes. I'll check in from time to time. I know people say, oh, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. Well, I like to look, and I still cook, man. So I'm going to come back a couple times, and we'll see how it's developing. All right, stay tuned, guys. All right, we are at the 3.5 hour mark. Let's take a look. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. I came out a couple minutes ago, popped to the charcoal chamber over to see how we were doing. It was getting pretty low. Still holding the temp at 290, but I did add it. I filled it up with the rest of the mesquite, and then I topped it off with some lump, just some standard lump. Blues Hogs, natural lump. So 3.5 hours. Let's see how we look. All right, zoom out. So much smoke. Oh, look at that, guys. Damn, first brisket, first prime brisket, and it was looking beautiful. 150 degrees internal is what it's reading so far at 3.5 hours. It's dripping nicely. I'll use that, baste it later if I need to after I slice it, just to add some extra juice. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll be back. All right, guys, we are a little over, we're about 5 hours, 45 minutes. It's at 184 internally, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it. It hasn't really hit a stall yet, but doing this for the first time, I don't want to dry it out, so I'm going to wrap it in butcher paper and put it back on there. Why butcher paper, not tinfoil? Tinfoil will speed up your process, which is great, but it oftentimes could steam it in there if you don't get it super tight, and it'll give you just a nasty stewy taste. Butcher paper allows the brisket or the food still to breathe while it still develops the bark and retain some moisture. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let me get you in for a look before I wrap it. Nice, huh? All right, that's looking real good. Nice and juicy. So I'm going to wrap it up in butcher paper, which will still allow the bark to develop, but will still keep it moist. So, sorry about that. There we go. Let's see if I can get this tiered tray. My done temp, I take it to 203. Here, let me get this ready. But of course, you always want to smoke it till tenderness, not temperature. The probe goes in like butter. At 203, then we're done. If it's still a little resistant, then we got to go a little longer. All right, better hurry up. Have this lid open longer than I wanted. Pick this up. It's already getting a little jiggly. So I'm going to take this probe out temporarily, put it back in after it gets wrapped. All right, that's how it is, all wrapped up. Got the probe back in there. You want to wrap it up as snug as possible. So the butcher paper, it's aerated, so it will breathe, and that will prevent it from steaming. So this will not really speed up the cooking process, just prevent it from helping. This will help prevent it from drying out. Sweet. We'll be back. All right, guys. I'm walking out here. It's raining. I noticed that I'm not getting any smoke. That's usually my indicator that the hardwood is done and I'm burning straight off of lump now. We're dialed in right at 290. Anyway, so I came out here. I'm just going to check it to see how we're doing. We got plenty in there. Yep, I was right. We're just, this lump I'm using in particular, sorry about that. This lump I'm using in particular does not put off any smoke, really. Just the heat that you need and little ash. So let's come down here. I forget what it is. Blues Hog. Sorry about that again, guys. Blues Hog, lump, charcoal, blue bag. That's all I need to know. Blues Hog, blue bag. All right, guys. I hit temp 7 hours and 24 minutes. It's at 204, so I'm going to take it off. Not even going to probe it for doneness. I'm going to take it off, wrap it in a towel, and then stick it in the oven, let it rest for at least 2 hours. Then I'll bring it back, slice into it. We'll see how the Masterbuilt did with this prime brisket. All right, guys, welcome back. This thing's been resting a little bit over 2.5 hours. Let's see, 2 hours, 45 minutes to be exact. Let's see how we did. Got some bend to it. That's good. All right, I'm just going to slice this down the middle, just tear right into it. Here we go. Look at that, not bad. All right, guys, let's finally do this. Ready? Here we go. Oh man, that's just so jiggly. Here. Let's go right at the tip. So tender. Ooh. Once I get into the middle, so for some full-size slices, that's when we'll do the taste test, the bend test, the smoke ring test. But this is cutting very nice. Whoop, I think this slice got a little thick on me. We'll see. Trying to cut it about 1/4 inch in thickness in my slices. All right, let's see how we're doing. Look at that. See that, guys? Look at that smoke ring. Nice, man. Bend test right there. Let's do the pull test. A little bit of resistance. I'm having to try by it right now. Oh, damn, that is good. Let's get some more. Oh, my dang, that is good. What's that rub? Gluten Booty? Everything rub? Can you guys see that right there? Oh, man, that's my first time having that on anything. First time using it, period. That's good. Let's see if we could separate. If this flat wants to separate from the point. See if we could do that easily. No, we just want to. Look at that. See that? Man, this thing is perfect. Look at that. Smoke ring. Big slice right there. Pulling apart. Cut it a little thick. But man, the flavor. It's got smoky flavor, the mesquite. Just, it's all coming together. This is perfect. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm talking with my mouth full. Look at that, though. You guys see that? Masterbuilt. Nothing but mesquite chunk. All right, I'm gonna finish slicing this up, and I'll come back for final thoughts. Oh my. Probably make some burnt ends with this end here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Let me get you in for a closer look at this, guys. This is, I'm highly impressed. All right, check that out. Man. Masterbuilt. Set it and forget it. No skill. A little bit of skill. Gotta know what you're doing with the wood and all that. Know how to your temperature and the doneness and all that stuff. Know how to build your bark. Look at that. Gobba Goo barbecue, guys. Thumbs up. Big fat thumbs up. Right there. All right. I'm going to... Oh, that's so good. I got to just eat more. I'm going to give a bunch of this to my neighbors because it's what for one person. Wife's vegetarian. So I'll package about 2/3 of this up and give it away to my neighbors. They're good people, so I enjoy doing that. All right, guys. Gobba Goo Barbecue. Appreciate your support. Later.